I was going to post a video about Muslims claiming that the Quran can only be understood in Arabic whenever people criticize the Quran, but I decided to say a few words about the dhimmi of all dhimmis, a guy who's got the biggest man crush on Muhammad I've ever seen, a man who looks like Tarzan but whimpers like Jane, Dr. Craig Considine. Yesterday, I posted a video titled Trump versus Muhammad, where I discuss Craig's claim that Muhammad protected religious minorities with all his might. People started discussing the video on Twitter, and Joshua asked Robert Spencer of Jihad Watch, "Any chance a debate with this Craig Considine can be arranged? Really? Anybody?" Act 17 pointed him out, his tweets appalling. So I replied, lol. Craig can take his pick. I'm ready, and I'm sure Robert is as well. Robert happily agreed, saying, "Oh yes, I'd enjoy that immensely. Anytime Craig is ready to debate, I will drop everything and make it happen." Notice, Robert said that he's ready to drop whatever he's doing to debate Craig Considine. Then I added, maybe Craig Considine can team up with his fellow sociologist Reza Aslan versus Robert Spencer and me. Now, how many of you out there would love to see a 2-on-2 debate with Craig Considine and Reza Aslan on one side of the stage versus Robert Spencer and me on the other side of the stage? Pretty much all of you, right? Regardless of which side you agree with. Unfortunately, only one side of this issue is willing to debate. Craig responded, "Islamophobes are upset that I won't debate them. Sorry, but it's impossible to even rationalize with people that have hate in their hearts." Funny that he chose the word rationalize. I think he meant that it's impossible to reason with us. But if he meant what he said, he's correct. He wouldn't be able to rationalize Muhammad's teachings and actions if we were on stage. So he pulled the hate card. We criticize Islam, so we must be filled with hate. It's not as if we criticize Muhammad's teachings because they call for the oppression of women and non-Muslims and the violent subjugation of the entire world. We must simply be filled with hate. And one day we said, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, we're going to hate Islam. Of course, if criticizing Islam makes us hateful, check out Craig's Twitter page. He's constantly criticizing everyone he disagrees with. So he must be full of hate. As I conclusively proved in my last video, Craig is a racist. So why would Robert and I be willing to debate a known hate-filled racist when he says that he's not willing to debate people who have hate in their hearts? Apparently, Craig thinks that the goal of debate is convincing the opposing debater, and that's just nonsense. Opposing debaters are usually entrenched in their positions. The purpose of debate is to inform the audience. There are still plenty of people who aren't sure what to believe about Islam and jihad. A debate allows them to hear both sides. They get to hear opening presentations. Then they get to hear each side respond to the other side's presentation. Then they get to hear each side defend their claims against criticism. So audience members walk away informed. They understand why the debaters believe what they believe. Now, on the issue of jihad, why is one side of this discussion always willing to debate while the other side is constantly avoiding debate? Why does one side want people to hear an open, honest discussion while the other side only wants people to hear their view? Robert Spencer understands that when he debates, people are going to hear his opponents, but he wants that to happen. He wants them to hear both sides. When I debate, I understand that people are going to hear my opponents. I want them to hear my opponents so that they understand the reasons for and against the position. But Islamophiles like Craig Considine and Reza Aslan only want people to hear their side, and they're terrified of people hearing both sides at once. Why is that? Let me put it this way. If two groups disagree with one another on an extremely important issue that affects the entire world, and one of the groups is so confident that they always want people to hear both sides of the story, while the other group will do anything to keep people from hearing both sides of the story, which group do you think probably has better evidence? And when a group just can't allow people to hear both sides presented, doesn't it seem that deep down they know their position can't stand up to scrutiny and that they're therefore being deceptive when they pretend that the evidence is on their side? Let me know what you think in the comments section.